order. Let's stand. Recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. Everybody bow their heads. Father God, we go to you right now. Just thank you for this time we can come together and make these important decisions for our kids and our teachers and our administrators. God, just help us to lead and guide us in the way we need to go and make decisions that are going to be best for the school district. Thank you for everybody that's on this board, everybody at the central office, and the principals that are here tonight to present, Lord. Lead and guide them and just keep us in your will. We pray this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Well, if you go ahead and take a look at your agenda. Look over it. We have a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Motion by Mr. Eubanks, second by Mr. Lavelle. Turn your name tag. There we go. Sorry. Trying to get all the gray hair cut out of my hair today. I'm sorry. Do we have any questions or anything on that? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passed. Do we have any additions to the agenda? All right, no additions to the agenda. We're gonna move on. We are blessed to have the chairman of the Arlington Community Schools Board of Education, as well as our Delta district, or our Delta rep for the TSBA with us tonight to be able to present the plaque and for the Board of Distinction for Tipton County Board of Education. Mr. Scott Benjamin.
I really love coming up here because I've come a few times. It's really good to evaluate you guys as a board because you're really a fantastic board. And so it's really good to watch all of you and to watch you work together and watch you discuss. And so it's nice to get a different perspective from just where we are in Arlington as well. And so I commend you for the times that I've been here, the way you work through things for sure. And then today, it's really a big deal to be here to be able to do this for you guys. It's an honor to be able to come and officially present this. You already had it on your wall, so I don't blame you. I would have put it up quick too. But it's really a privilege to be here tonight to present you with TSBA's Board of Distinction Award. You're very familiar with it. You know the work that goes into it, and there are very few boards that actually achieve this throughout the state of Tennessee. And just the history that you all have in receiving this award, it says a whole lot about who you are, the values you have as a board. And so I'm really, it's really a cool thing for me to get to stand here and do that. You know what goes into this? This is really evaluated off of planning and policy and promotion and development, and it's very extensive work, as you well know. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but just want to say that publicly about the things that you go through to do this. And so there are very few boards of distinctions in Tennessee. You're one of the select few that do it really, really well. So on behalf of the Tennessee School Board Association, it's a real privilege to be here tonight to present the Board of Distinction to you guys, the Tipton County Board of Education. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll present it to you officially. This is the official, there we go. The official,
Hold on.
there you go.
Wait. Hold it in. Here we go.
Were you talking about my stomach?
Yeah. I got it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
appreciate it.
You wanna
Thank
do one?
Yeah, we'll do one with the board. If y'all come up here and we'll take a picture, since y'all are the shining stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're with me.
Yes, ma'am. I'll have a chair over here. Get over there.
Good job.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. There we go. Great.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Got it?
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you much. I'll do a
Wait
great
about
job.
the
Work
green.
also.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
That's a great board. Good to see you too.
He said he wanted to stick around for the budget part, but I said no.
I'm trying to talk him to let me stay for the budget. He just wouldn't let me.
Thank you, Scott.
Absolutely. Thank you guys.
Thank
you. I will say, you know, you guys, I mean, we can't have it without all of y'all and as far as all the work that y'all put into it going off. I mean, if you think about the seminars and webinars and all the traveling to Nashville and everywhere else to go, so thank y'all for doing that. But also, just kind of a one unsung hero is Miss Renee, because she was, you know, very, vital in us
Yes, sir.
getting that. So she, you know, was able to put all the documents together and, you know, take all our credentials, put it all together, so I'm very thankful for her as well for that. So she deserves a spot on that plaque as well, so. But thank y'all for your hard work, I think it's great, you know, to have this, it means a lot, I think, to this county, to this school district as well, so thank y'all. With that, we'll turn it over to Dr. Bird if she has anything, any special recognitions tonight.
No special recognition tonight. We'll start our Teacher of the Month and Students of the Month, as well as the Substitutes of the Month. We'll start that in September.
Okay.
Principals will send those nominations in at the end of this month.
Thank you, Dr. Bird.
Yes, sir.
Board, you'll take a look at the consent agenda. It's in your online folders. Take a look at that and anything to pull out of the consent agenda tonight. If not, do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as it is?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. McCann, do we have a second? Second by Mr. Jenkins. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? That motion passed. Mr. McCann, can you give us a policy committee update?
Yep, so policy committee met at 5 o'clock in the annex, everybody was present. We had two policies for emergency reading, they were just carried over from last month, we had the big list, but we reviewed and recommend those. So we need a motion to pass that, and then we'll do that first.
Yep, do we have a motion to, for the emergency reading of policy 4.100, the instructional program, as well as policy 4.601, the reporting of student progress? We have a motion to approve those two policies. I got a motion by Mr. Gray. We have a second by Mr. Jenkins. Do we have any discussion on that? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passed. Thank you, Mr. McCann.
And we also reviewed section 1, and we did have one that we pulled out, that's section, or 1.1021, and we're gonna look at probably make some changes to that, and we'll have more about next meeting, but then we're also reviewing section 2, so if you wanna look through that, have anything you want us to pull out and look at, just email Dr. Bird, we'll address it at the next meeting. That's all I got.
Thank you. So,
What was that?
yeah,
What was it?
that we're pulling out. We're gonna pull out 1.1021, that's the student, the school board, the student board representative.
Okay.
We're just gonna look at that a little bit, there were some things in there maybe change and look at, and let Dr. Bird kind of revise some things for the board. So, I'm just gonna pull that out. So with 1.1021 pulled out, do we have a motion to approve the remainder of section 1 of board policy? All right, motion by Mr. Eubanks, second by Mr. Lavelle. Do we have any discussion on that? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passed. Thank you. Dr. Bird, instructional report?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Want to announce, we have a new assistant principal at Covington High School. This is, she will be starting in early September, but she's a former Covington High School graduate from 1996. We posted her on Endless Possibilities today, but it's Miss Kiana Narcisse, and she will be joining the staff there. We are very excited to have her. And so just to make, I sent you guys that in an email, but I want to announce that publicly for those who are tuned in watching. We have hired 62 teachers this year. We have 5 current open positions that we are still working vigorously, principals and HR trying to hire those last few teachers to have us completely staffed. But our new teachers this year will participate in a new teacher academy. We started a series of meetings that they will have this year. It started with a 3-day training in late July. They spent 2 days with us, central office staff, and then the third day, they spent in the schools with the principals. Their next academy training is September 4th, and that will be on classroom management. And I've uploaded a flyer in your online folders, it's in my folder, that outlines the other professional learning opportunities that we have available throughout this year. It's not an all-inclusive list, just some things that I wanted to highlight that are going on in the district this year. Also, and this was at the request of, I believe, Chairman Schenkel, last month he asked about the post-secondary plans for the class of 2025, and that document has also been uploaded into the folder for you to look at. And we're excited to see all the great things, of course, that our graduates are going to accomplish as they move on to the next chapter in their lives. The next thing I have, Mr. Chairman, I have two folks who will present under me. Ms. Melissa Chipman is here tonight to discuss internet safety measures, and that has to be done as outlined in Board Policy 4.406. So I'll have Ms. Melissa come up, and then when she is finished, then Ms. Cheryl is going to come and talk to you about fall district meeting, and we need to finalize those plans for tonight. That will conclude my report with their presentations.
Thank you,
Ms.
Dr.
Chipman, we'll start with you.
Thank you, Dr. Bird, Mr. Chairman, Dr. Towns, and board members. Tonight, we'll be discussing our annual topic of internet safety measures that we take care of here in the school system. Policy 4.406 states the board supports the right of staff and students to have reasonable access to various information formats and believes that it is incumbent upon staff and students to use this privilege in an appropriate and responsible manner. This privilege comes with many responsibilities for our district. The most important is we have to protect our students. How do we do this? We conduct technology compliance training for the teachers at the beginning of each school year to stress the importance of protecting our students. All of our students and staff who have access to any technology device must sign and agree to our acceptable use policy. The Student Technology Handbook covers the Children's Internet Protection Act, which is referred to as SIPA, as well as has procedures and prohibited activities listed for students. And each parent signs off stating that they have covered it with their student, if their student is a minor, and if their student is a high schooler, that their student has read and understand these. The digital ways that we protect our students, we use Zayo to filter all traffic on our network. We use Content Keeper to filter the websites that the students and staff have access to. We have Aristotle K-12, which allows us to monitor usage, track sites that the students visit, as well as find lost devices. This application also allows the teachers to monitor and control sites the students visit during class. They can block sites, they can push out a site to the student, they can lock students on only the site they want them to be looking at. They can close unwanted tabs for the student, and we can even see every keystroke the student does while they're online. And number 5, we require the teachers to do a minimum of 1 lesson on internet safety. That they have to have it in their lesson plans, and they have to do this. When I do the compliance training, suggest they do it maybe twice a year, once at the beginning of the year and once after Christmas. That way they cover any new students that may come in between August and December. All right, we have a section on our website for educating students on internet usage that can be found under the Parents tab and Technology Resources. And we strive to keep our students safe while allowing them to use technology as a resource in their classroom.
Thank you.
Questions for me?
You're rolling, that was
Yeah.
good.
That was a mouthful.
Any questions, Chip? Thank you so much. Covered it all. Thank you very much.
That was really fast.
For Cheryl?
That was really fast.
You were ready.
I wasn't ready. She's on. I was like, oh, it's my turn. All right, so the fall district meeting is September 22nd at Arlington High School this year. And just to let you know, I think that we are hosting next year, so just kind of put that in the back of your mind. I have, everybody is registered, including Dr. Combs, Dr. Bird, and Mr. Fields. So I need to know if there's anybody not able to attend, so I can get you off that list. No, everybody's going? You know.
I think we were gonna.
They,
You got it.
Go ahead. Can we see the track you go?
We
asked if trade RCs can go,
Oh,
if you
yeah,
can
sure.
register.
I'm sure it can. And this meeting is just focusing on the legislative and legal issues and current like hot topics that are going around. Recognizing school board members and a local school volunteer award finalist and a local student who is completing for a college scholarship. So fun time starts at 4:30 at Arlington High School. If you can't go, I need at least a 2-week notice, just let you know.
Date again?
22nd.
September 22nd, 4:30. And I have their agenda is in your folder, a hard copy.
You know, for those that don't know, just because you
Thank
mentioned
you,
Trey's
Michelle.
name, you know, our school rep, his mother is the assistant principal at Covington High.
Yeah,
So, just
This is the 22nd.
September 22nd, fall district meeting, so hopefully we can meet. In fact, I'm just gonna, off the heels of that really quickly, I asked Ms. Shahan to put in your packet, you're gonna see on there just the transcript of each one of your, where you're at, where you sit with your levels and stuff like that, but beyond that, I kind of find it helpful because we've got all these trainings and stuff. I asked her to put it, compile it in a document there so you could see the count, you know, what days that we've got these things coming up. So you should be able to see in there in that packet that says TSBA up top of what's coming up, our annual convention, fall district meeting, but then also all those boardmanship opportunities, all the seminars, webinars, and all that stuff that you can be part of. So just kind of something that put in your, compile and put in front of your eyes. So if you have any questions, reach out to Cheryl. Any questions on that? If not, I'll turn it over to Mr. Fields for our operations report.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair.
Good afternoon.
I'll start with SACC since it's on my phone. Ms. Tan couldn't make it tonight. SACC had a great summer, total 250 enrolled for June and July. 25-26 fall registration enrollment total is 257. AES still has 3 on the waiting list. TOCA still has 24 on the waiting list. BES has 5 on the waiting list. DES has 6 on the waiting list. And MES has 22 on the waiting list. That's our largest. SACC is looking to hire 20 new applicants and caregivers to replace college students who left for school. Interviews are already scheduled for the next week. She plans to have the waiting list resolved by the end of September and all students accepted. So you'll probably get calls why we can't get them in. So we're trying to get people hired and get that waiting list resolved as soon as possible. We currently have 92 out-of-district students. Of course, this is great for our school system. I thought we were gonna have, there were like 8 that did drop out or people moved into the district. We currently have 9,762 students enrolled in Tipton County Schools. That number always goes up after Labor Day. I think our principals would contest to that. Project Succeed will start after Labor Day. I don't talk about Succeed much, but over a 5-year period, this grant is called the 21st Century Grant. This grant provides us with the funding of $3,224,860. They have a focus on STEM and after-school tutoring. I have noticed that there is a pattern with most schools that have Succeed showing a substantial amount of growth in their TCAP scores. Also, with this current 3rd grade retention law that requires mandatory tutoring for some of our 4th graders, Succeed aids in some of those requirements. It's a great program. I want to thank Sherry Yarbrough for providing water for all the schools in case we need to give to some of our bus riders in the afternoon. We usually encourage this when the heat index is above 103. Nutrition department, they're off to a good start. During the months of June 2nd through July the 25th, we served 128 breakfast meals, and 31,081 lunches. So a shout out to our nutrition department. Transportation is off to a good start. There's currently one open bus route in the county. We're in the process of training one potential driver. During our summer in-service that was on August the 5th, we had a speaker from our insurance carrier talk to our drivers about defensive driving. However, I think we've had 2 incidents in the first 6 or 7 days. But lastly, enclosed in your packets,
But they weren't all our fault.
no,
Okay.
50% of them. Enclosed in your packets, you'll find middle school and high school football schedules. Mr. McLean, he's in the process of giving you a whole fall packet. And I think our jamborees kick off tomorrow night with, I don't know where Brighton is, I think Montford and Covington, they're in Dyersburg, so get ready for Friday Night Lights.
Brighton's in there.
Yay.
Oh, Brighton's in Dyersburg too?
We're at Union City, Covington.
Any questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Capital projects update. Minute. And the super school update, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm sorry I wasn't here last board meeting, but I'd make sure I'd make the one that starts us off in the new school year. With some good news here. So we, first of all, congratulations on y'all's award. That's cool. I mean, we're for award distinction. So congrats on that one. As you guys have driven around, you've seen Justin Climbers. He's a local, parking paving guy, and he has done a fabulous job for us. If you've noticed, the parking lot striped and a lot of them sealed. Hopefully that'll be a quieter noise this year, and we can put that one aside for just a moment. Mumford High School softball project, that was one that's kind of been hanging up, it's really finishing up nicely. So we're in the very tail end details. The boosters there have done a phenomenal job with their locker room. That little dressing space in the back is nice. So got a little split unit. The girls should have a fun, exciting coming season. Capital improvement budget, we're looking to present you guys, we're shaving away at that currently. Looking to present that at our 26th work session. So we'll get in there and we'll realize how quickly we can spend some money and how far it really doesn't go. So we have passed we have passed our first day of the temporary schools, and I can't tell you how excited I am about that. And we begin this one, the noise is obviously a lot different whenever you've got something that looks like it does come around the corner and the community feels it and they understand that it is really gonna happen. We really are gonna get out of these buildings. So, and as we start our last OSC meeting, Ron Spleen, who is our lead project manager, who y'all heard me speak a lot about, he opened it with, let's discuss our exit strategy. You guys, I mean, you've been here from the front, that's a big deal. So to have an exit strategy. So let me give you a little idea what that looks like. We've got, currently and I'm reading strictly from what Ron presents me with from the job site. So, we've lost, they've had safety's lost no time to accidents. Chancellor's one of our dirt work guys, their exit plan, they're started in with ponds, fine grading around all of the campus will be finished in September. The concrete, will be finishing the sidewalks, the planter boxes, and the concrete will be finished in September. They just poured last night. If you guys do tour around the whole back area of the loading dock, or loading area, we don't have a loading dock, but the loading area behind the cafeteria, big, nice slab of concrete. It's got parking for Sabrina's staff, so they don't have to wonder how it is a long building whenever you put it in the cafeteria in the middle. So, right, sheetrock should finish in early September. The Wagner has begun installing all of our interior doors, which is a big deal whenever you get into schools, because that's the last thing. They don't want to have to bump doors as they're going in, so that tells you they really are finishing up. The electric, they are focusing right now on the elementary side. They're just tying up some loose ends in the middle school, but they are heavy on the elementary and the kitchen. All of the LVT has been installed in the middle school. That's in the classrooms. all of that's completed, and the carpet has begun. The hotel restaurant is the equipment company. They are gonna begin on the 25th installing all of our kitchen equipment this month. The middle school gym floor is complete. On the 2-week look ahead, you got a pre-punch inside and out, continue with final grading and sod, finish roof parapet coating this week, and the roof is 100% complete. Concrete inside the elementary playground has begun. That's where they'll go in and pour the mounds for the, for the surfaces and whatnot, or for the pour and play. The elementary concrete, that was the middle school just finished. The elementary starts on Monday. They've set all of the units. They are continuing to start up the finals. And painting is primarily focusing on in the elementary school side. They'll begin their punch list and starting that in 2 weeks on the middle school. So that's the information that I have as we are called now, as the super school. So, as we wade through this, it's crazy how journeys bring things about, but as you will hear me talk to this in the future, the super school is what we are building, and I feel kind of honored to be a part of it. So, does anybody have any questions for me? Sorry, I didn't reference the pictures. Sorry about that, Dr. Burke. So as you can tell, it's a little bit, they're getting it where it's cleaning up, guys. You got green grass. I mean, it's not mud pits anymore. Roof is complete. You want to give me another angle, Dr. Burke? One more. So this is, right quick, let me take some, you guys don't remember, this is gonna be the flow of the traffic. You're gonna come in, all of the traffic's gonna flow through here. And during certain hours of the day, that's the only way you can flow. Whenever you come in by the sheriff's department, you can't go against traffic there. They're gonna have it all coming in one way. So it's during your drop off and during your pickup, that should flow pretty nicely. And then it should flow out, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Combs, the city's planning on at the exit directing the traffic going out towards Hastings Way.
Correct. It'll be one way, specific hours,
Yep.
and then, in the morning and in the afternoon. And then if you'll go back to that other picture, Don, go back to that one. So, buses are gonna flow in the front, car riders will flow around the back. So as buses come in, they'll flow one way across the front, they'll drop off students, cause there's 2 entrances,
This corner,
car, and there's the student.
correct me if I'm wrong, out there, the corner here is where the drop off will be for car riders,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
And then the other one was over here on the middle of the,
Right.
backside of the band room.
In that backside of it. And the one thing to remember that Hunter and I'll probably bring back in front of y'all, that is when we get done enough to have a plan, remember the 2 cafeterias are both safe rooms and they're for community use after hours. So we will develop a plan in conjunction with emergency management and the city on how to, how we'll be able to staff and utilize those in the event of a tornado warning, severe, and so, I wanna say, what are we, like 1,200 capacity in each cafeteria,
Yes.
maybe, something like that, so it'll be open to the community, and, unlike, Atoka Elementary School, that was done with a FEMA grant, this was done without a FEMA grant, so we draw our own rules on this one, right? But the great thing about this one is you go in the front doors and you go straight into the cafeterias. You go straight back. So there's no wandering around any part of the building, to get to the safe area. The safe rooms are there. They have their own bathrooms in there, generators, the whole deal. So, this is gonna be the model that they build other schools with. I mean, because the safe rooms really, and then of course the elementary school surrounding the playground, that's a huge safety feature. And so, yeah. Anyway,
Does anybody have any questions about the super school? Does anybody got any questions about their district?
Parking lots look good.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Good.
He and I are gonna ride around, there's some places, that could use a little touch up, just from where water issues, whenever he supplied it, had a rain one night, water came up underneath, he's gonna come back and touch up a few spots. Hard work, man, that was a hot job. Man, it's hard to fuss at the hard man's doing that kind of work, and he did it. So if you see Justin Clymer, tell him thank you.
Hunter, you're gonna present to us in capital projects kind of plan?
Yes, we're shaving it right now, guys, and we should have you that on our work session on the 26th. Is that a Tuesday,
Yes, sir.
Tuesday the 26th, where we should have you spelled out, ready to
We're gonna
chop it up.
hold money tight until we figure out kind of like where we're at with insurance and
Yes, sir.
anything else, correct?
Y'all let me know when we can spend it, and I'll spend it, it won't take long.
Thank y'all. You may have to do it within a small window.
Well, I'll tell you how fast it goes.
Where's,
The lease
I
is
know we
still
said
on,
we-
evidently.
we ordered
Sir?
content?
Yes, that's already begun. And remember, the way the design is, so you know, they started with the middle school and they're sweeping left to right on that building. So October-ish, they're gonna start putting contents in the middle school side.
Correct.
So the fire marshal will continue to clear sections as we go, so we'll be able to start putting contents in this way. Which will be great, because at the end of the day, you know, most of it's already in. I mean, we have toilet fixtures and all that stuff, you know, already. But, and tile in the bathrooms, all that kind of good stuff. But contents have been ordered. Matter of fact, we already put a pretty good sized down payment, I wanna say, on that contents piece, right? It's like 1 point something. So, but yes, it's already been ordered.
Any other questions? Mr. Bennett, proper counsel on that? Thank you, Mr. Bennett, we appreciate it very much. Mr. Dahlgren, financial report.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to echo the congratulations for the distinction award. Kudos to you all, and shout out to Dr. Combs for his impeccable leadership as well. A few things tonight for the financial report. As you go navigate to your finance folder there in your packet, I do want to make you aware that the long-awaited teacher bonus has already been processed, and I've already got text from some friends saying it's showing up in their bank account, but technically it's tomorrow. So you'll hear that tomorrow for teacher bonus being posted.
And this is the bonus that came about from the passage of the voucher legislation,
That
correct?
is correct. This is the state issued teacher bonus.
That has been confused some, so we'll make sure we knew that.
That is correct. Also, I want to let you all know, just to update you, we previously talked about the holding of funds in the Title I, Title II consolidated funding applications. We were notified by the state at the first of this month, since our last meeting. They provided us an update from the commissioner to let us know that U.S. Department of Ed has released the grants that were under review, and we're starting to see that funding flow through. So all of our funding programs in the CFA, the 142 school federal projects budget that you voted on, those funds are coming through. So just wanted to let you know that. Don't see any issues with that. With that said, we also, great news here, we were notified July the 28th that we had been awarded an additional Carl Perkins Reserve grant. Now, this isn't the Carl Perkins basic that you were accustomed to seeing in the CFA or the federal funds. This is an additional grant, a one-time grant, and its focus is industry certifications for our students. Now, we don't have everything together on that yet. We were just notified July 28th, I think, is finally when they said, hey, you're gonna get the money. So we'll be bringing that to you probably in this month's work session, and carrying it through that way. I want to let you know that in case you hear about it. Going on to the folder. First on the agenda I'd like to take up is we lease our digital postage machine. We recently, our 3-year lease expires in December. I put in a proposed lease for you tonight. There's 3 options really. This is continuing the company we've had the lease with, which is Memphis Communications Company. We can choose a 3-year, 4-year, or 5-year lease option, depending on what you all would like to do. The pricing obviously gets better the longer we extend the lease out. We are going to see a price increase of about $20 a month from what we signed 3 years ago. So as you all have reviewed that lease document, that lease contract, Mr. Chairman, I would request a motion be made to allow Dr. Combs and or his designee to negotiate and execute the lease agreement. And my recommendation is going to be for the 5-year lease agreement. Certainly, there are other options there. If you do the pricing, it looks like it's much better pricing to go out with the 5 years as opposed to the 36-month and the 48-month lease. But I'll defer to the board. Mr. Chairman, that's my request for the motion.
There's about $15 a month difference.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah. So it goes down to $193 a month if you do the 60-month lease as opposed to the higher there for the 3-year lease. I'm trying to pull it back up.
You say it went up 20? it went up 20 after this past year,
$18.56.
Mhm.
$18.50.
Yes, sir.
So like, over the course of 5 years, it's gonna save $900 if we go with, like, I mean, it's $900, but it's $900, so.
How long we been doing business with them?
They were doing business long before I got here, and, we're still doing it. The county does their business through MCC2. Matter of fact, the young lady that represents this company had met with the county finance director. I don't know what lease they signed, but we're looking for the 60 month.
With it beginning in, looks like January,
December, yes, sir. December 25th, actually, I think.
did you capture, how well did we do that on the budget? Did we capture that increase on the budget?
Yes, sir, we can absorb that amount of money. It's immaterial over that long span, I think.
But it just said be just what, for 6 months there that we'd have to absorb until we
That's right.
budgeted.
Yes, sir.
Would we have a motion then, to allow Dr. Combs to negotiate this contract with, what's their name?
MCC.
MCC, Memphis
MCC,
Communications.
yeah, sorry, MCC.
They're the same company that installed the cameras at the high school.
That is correct. It is the same company
Okay.
that installed it in the 3 high schools.
Do we have a motion? Motion by Mr. Jenkins, second by Mr. McCann. Yeah, do we have any discussion on that? Motion?
How much mail are you guys pushing out?
Sir?
How much mail are we actually pushing out?
We typically do, we just re-upped our machine at $3,000, and it had been 14 months since we last loaded it. So about $3,000 to $3,500 a year in postage, just depending.
Any other questions? If not, do we have, all in favor of Dr. Combs, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passed.
Mr. Chairman, the next item of business I'd like to bring to your attention, I placed in your folder the Lincoln's construction cash flow forecast to actuals today. As you all may have seen in your email, if you haven't, we made a payment today and I emailed you all out that payout. And so the total payout for the month of July was $2.3 million, and we paid that today. 2.1 of that is to Lincoln and $115,000 to the retained account. Just want to cover those numbers to date. So far into the project, we have made a total of $44.3 million in payments towards the new construction, which leaves us certainly a lot closer than we were. So we got about $21 million remaining on that. And so that just gives you an updated figure. I'll try to continue to provide these each month for your review. No vote needed on that. That's an FYI. Also, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to bring the board's attention to the revenue and expenditures report listed in your folder that shows the revenue and expenditures for the 141 General Purpose School Fund, 142 School Federal Projects Fund, 143 Central Cafeteria Fund, and the 177 Capital Projects Fund. You'll notice in July we didn't get, we got our TISA true-up payment, which was $1.9 million, probably the most significant thing to speak of there. Our TISA payments will resume. I anticipate receiving a payment any day now for our first TISA payment for fiscal year 26. No motion needed on that. And the last thing before I begin the SSOs, is there anything you all have questions on you would like to ask me? If not, I'm going to defer my time, the remainder of my time, to the principals.
Go ahead.
Should we get an insurance update?
Insurance.
Dr. Combs.
Mr. Chairman? No, we've done mediation. All this is within the contract. We're still within the contract right now. So mediation, it can go to arbitration, which is also a piece of the contract. We offered to do, the appraisal process on the front end, and insurance denied that request. So we went to mediation. Right now, we're still at the same number that they presented to y'all in December, which is 52 million, is the RCB there. So, and some change there. So yesterday, Preston, our estimator with Linkus, right, the guy who said that generates all the numbers, and Giles, who's the guy with DBI for their group, have been meeting with the attorneys for a second mediation. They left that mediation yesterday. We were not there. They left that mediation and were given a deadline. My understanding is Tuesday, when we will find out something. And then If nothing is found out Tuesday, we've requested from our attorney that we go straight to arbitration. I mean, this has been well over 2 years, and frankly, we're sick of it. So, we'll see. I mean, they're just playing that game. So we have the September, the end of September ends the extension request. And at the end of September, basically, we are where we are, and that's why they're doing what they're doing. But, remember, the number for the new build is 65.5. The offer from insurance for replacement cost is 52. To rebuild the old schools where they were setting in their footprint is around 72. So, they're really getting a better deal, but, they said that's our fault. We shouldn't have built a better building or a more efficient building. So, and that's, but anyway, that's where we are right now.
And for color too, the 2 pay apps been sent to insurance off the RCB and yet been paid. Well, the one got sent today, but the one that originally got sent last month still has not been paid. In fact, we've not even received a response from insurance on that. So, don't know if we're gonna get RCB back at this point. We don't know. We don't have a good,
So we're paying that and we expect a reimbursement, but we have not yet received that.
Do y'all believe with us being in mediation, they said they're gonna pay us 52 million and made a payment? You think they're possibly holding out? Until they see the outcome of the mediation or the arbitration?
Yes, so, insurance, and by insurance, I mean local group insurance, LGIP, our previous holder, they're out of money. They have no money. Their attorney told us that. They don't have any money. Everything is now with the reinsurers. So the reinsurers, when we talk about that, we're talking about like Lloyd's of London and those folks. Matter of fact, the reinsurer's attorney was in the mediation that we went to. He didn't say a whole lot, but everybody in there was sweating, and then we figured out later that's why, because he was sitting in there. They have all the money. So that's who's making the decision, because it went to the reinsurers. They're out of money. It was the largest claim they've ever had, and they went out a long time ago, so.
Assuming we're gonna, the financial stability will go to a fund balance for not only this amount, but for the last amount, which was minus what we still had left, correct?
That's correct. We're into fund balance right now for $4.9 million on the last 2 payments.
Okay.
And so, which, at July, our fund balance was $27.6 million. So that's what we're working with.
Okay.
We're gonna get close. If we get to 21 million and we don't have reimbursements, I'm gonna throw the flag.
And our options at that point are what?
Quit paying Linkus.
Yeah, that's
Or
what,
Not really an
or quit
option.
paying payroll, one of the two. But seriously, I mean, it's of serious nature, it's a serious matter, because we get that low, we're gonna start running, we're asked to keep 2 months, by GFOA standard, 2 months of operation, in fund balance at all times. And from the bills that you all look at and approve, it's about $9 to $11 million a month, depending on, with the exception being the month of June, when the largest payroll is made, and the months of May and July, when there's no TISA payment, right? And so, we're okay at the moment, because we're in that period of the year where we can sustain with TISA payments until the insurance money starts exceeding that as well, right? So as long as our TISA payments are covering our bills and our payroll, we're okay. But if we get down to 21 million, we're gonna be in close shape, so.
And to let everybody else know, the chairman and I talked about this, I have frozen all capital projects. All capital projects are frozen until we know, that we have money coming back in. That's just obviously not good stewardship. You can't spend if we know we have to make sure we have it there for something else. So hopefully we'll get answers soon, and, we'll be able to replenish that money, and once it's back in there, we can roll. Remember, built into the budget, you have 2 million in there for capital projects. But I've assured y'all, and I've assured the commission that we won't start spending that, until we feel a little better about where we are, even though it's in there. So, hopefully, once that gets replenished, we can start rolling forward, because frankly, we have a lot more than $2 million worth of capital projects we need to do. We have HVAC systems, generators, more floors, there's so many things to keep doing to improve the school. So, we gotta get back on that track. But anyway, those are all frozen until we hear more. So, hopefully, we may have some more to share with you at the work session, because, after Tuesday, we may hear something else. And then, so we'll just wait here from there.
And, the other thing I wanna mention on that, when we talk about fund balance, that's always a fun topic to discuss, cause it's like, where is the fund balance? Cause you all see documents, depending on which document you're looking at, it shows a different fund balance, right? Whether that's the budgetary actuals on the budget document that's submitted to the county each year, whether that's on these, documents I'm speaking from now, or the revenue and expenditure documents that you see each month, right? That number can be misleading. What I told you, 27.6 million, but you gotta remember, we have restricted fund balances inside of that for the hybrid stabilization funds, for the teachers that are in hybrid retirement. There's a restricted fund balance that we have to maintain for that. There's also a fund balance that we have to restrict for other education purposes like SACC that are generating its own revenue, that type of thing, which really essentially leaves the fund balance at $24.5 million if you take out those restricted fund balances. And so that puts us even closer to that $21 million figure. But we're monitoring it regularly, believe me, and we'll continue to do so. I'm hoping to hear something certainly by the end of September, hopefully. So,
Thank
you. Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Sorry.
All right. And, sorry.
Are you moving on to the SSO?
Yes, sir, if you're ready.
I was just gonna say something real quick on that,
Yes,
just like. go
I'll
ahead.
recap and then yield, and then we can call it. Is that good with you?
Yep.
So last month, you all remember, we reviewed SSO, the laws and manuals governing SSO. You all know that the due date for those are August 1st, which this is the first board meeting that most present. We were able to get a few ahead of time from last meeting. And so we have several today. I think that puts us our total at 20 SSOs so far. Is that right, Will? 24 SSOs so far. So you'll hear those tonight. So, Mr. Chairman, if you would like to know.
Yeah, I was just gonna say is like we talked about last week, we're doing this, mainly not to, as a I gotcha or anything like that. It's mainly as a checks and balance for everybody to make sure that we're, everybody is, we're just so we're as a whole, we look, as far as the district, we're looking over the SSOs to make sure that they don't get in trouble either, right? The principals don't get in trouble, the SSO doesn't get in trouble, nor does, these are people who are just, they're volunteering their time, every day, they do other things, so we wanna just be sure that we're going through the right motions, because I say that because we went to the Law Institute last week, was that last week? And it was the most time spent on that was on SSOs. And it was well over an hour long seminar on the SSOs, going through and really going through scenario after scenario after scenario, and the ending, unfortunately, for a lot of the SSO board or the presidents was either jail time or huge fines, or it's still in court. So this is really a good look to, we need to, just to help our SSOs out, really, and our principals. So I just wanted to say that is this is not a I got you, this is not trying to hurt people, this is really to try to help the process, in my opinion.
That's right.
Because we do have a policy here, the state has a policy, and we're just trying to follow that policy, is all we're trying to do. So, I turn it over to you.
I appreciate it, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for this evening. Tonight, I want to begin to yield my time to the principals that are here to present the school support organizations that represent their schools. And first up is Dr. Courtney Fee from Mumford High School.
Thank you, Mr. Doherty. Good evening, Mr. Chairman.
Good evening. Thank you.
Board members, Dr. Combs, good to be here. Do want to thank you, Hunter, Mr. Bennett, for that fantastic asphalt. We love it. The ceiling, we have, I think Ms. Lee over there as the band booster president will agree with me that it's been nice to have that painting. So, he's a former band booster and a former band member, so just want to give a plug for him.
He understood working around band camp.
Yes, and he did. He was great at working around band camp and everybody's practices and everything. He was phenomenal, so we really appreciate that. As you guys may know, I'm Courtney Fee. I'm the principal here at Mumford High. Tonight, I'm here to present our 5 school support organizations for your approval. Mumford Band Boosters, Mumford Touchdown Club, South Tipton Dugout Club, Mumford Home Run Club, and Mumford FFA alumni. Each SSO mentioned has prepared and submitted the paperwork required by law, policy, and practice to operate as an SSO for Tipton County Schools in fiscal year 26. That paperwork has now been reviewed, verified, and approved thus far. I do want to say that they contribute business-wise, labor, and money, about $1 million to us at Mumford High School. So these 5, that's on a low year. These 5 organizations are critical to our operation, and we really appreciate what they do. Mr. Chairman, I request that these SSOs be approved for operation in Tipton County for the ensuing school year.
Thank you, Dr. Fee. Do we have a motion to approve these SSOs? We got a motion by Mr. Jenkins, a second by Ms. Reed. Do we have any discussion or questions for Dr. Fee?
And I do want to say I welcome questions tonight. If anybody has any questions about some information that I think you've been provided, we'll be more than happy to answer those questions.
Thank you, Dr. Fee. Do we have any questions for Dr. Fee? Thank you. Yes, Mr. Gill?
We had an email earlier today, and I'm trying to clarify, and I'm just looking through stuff, but I think my question would be to Dr. Fee is, through this new process, as the chairman just said, that we started this year, have we learned anything new? Is it, because I've gotten feedback from other principals and stuff too. What can we do better on our side? You're presenting, but what can we do better?
I think what you have from us is, you know, I've been around a long time, and so I really learned under the former model, you know, of SSOs, where you really try to give them the flexibility and the independence to operate somewhat separately, but together. And so it's new for all of us. We're eager to get it right. I know you'll hear that from our SSOs. So, you know, I don't have any suggestions for you. I think that's gonna come from Dr. Combs and how he chooses to do that. We're very willing to do whatever we need to do. The only thing that I would suggest, given what we've gone through, is, you know, putting the expectations out there. Like if you don't, you know, if there are specific issues that need to be addressed, make sure you put something that covers them, because there are some things that they may not be against the law, but they might be things that we want to make sure that we do, or we need to clarify that we need to do. Whether it's, I think Coach Grossen's experienced the same thing kind of as we did with a different fundraising thing. And so, you know, just put it in writing. If it's something we need to abide by, we want to abide by it. And we wholeheartedly agree with what we've got to do, and we're gonna do that. So that would be my only suggestion is, you know, some of the stuff, especially with SSOs over the years, with that model where it was, they operated somewhat independently, you know, they've been used to that. I can tell you in 2008, we decided we wanted to be the Gridiron Club. I'm gonna be very honest with you. So we decided on the south end of the county that we wanted to have that support for kids that was traditionally down on the north end of the county. And so we set out to do it, not have the high school in the name, different things like that. And so making sure that they were somewhat separate. We understand the guidelines now, you know, and we're gonna follow them. So we're just gonna make sure that they're followed. But if there is something specific, we appreciate Dr. Combs being very forthright with us on what we needed to make sure that we did moving forward. So if that makes any sense, does that answer your question?
Is our policy enough? Is what we're doing, because this is, you know, the feedback I've been getting is this is the first time we've ever done this, but it's a good thing, right?
You're talking about as far as the board taking up SSOs?
Yeah, like we are this year.
Yeah, so this is the
Years
first
past we
year.
hadn't, and so, and what I'm asking, I guess, is it plain and clear specific to our community's needs? I'll put it that way. Our standards.
Well, first of all, this is not the first year the board's taking up SSOs. You have to vote on SSOs every year.
That's right.
This is not the
We
first time.
broke them down like this.
So the SSO, let me just go over, I'll review this real quick. So SSO legislation was first passed, to my knowledge, in 2007. That's when the comptroller got together with state legislature, they put together some rules. I know that it was revamped, I wanna say in 11 and 2019. When I came here in 2021, we were operating, and have continued to operate off the same policies that have been in place, or the laws, policies that have been in place since 2019. Now, each year, the school board has, by name, has to approve the SSOs based on the criteria that we reviewed on the website. It's covered in the manual, covered in statute. Now, this year, new board, we were requested to bring the principals up to explain it in case people had questions. And so that's what we did. Now, historically, all this process worked the same way. The only exception was I would be the one to stand up and present all of them. This way, I think there was a goal for engagement and to be able to meet folks. But and look over the process, because we see across the state every week SSOs getting indicted for theft and things not operating on the rules, but we haven't changed the rules. Well, since 2021, I know 19 was that, but, yeah, so I think it's a great thing. I know SSOs are wonderful. Got a lot of friends in SSOs, you know, they do help schools.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And I do, I appreciate it. And I guess the difference is to having the principals come and share, that I'm not accustomed to. But the question, have we looked at the policy? Is there something, and I'll give you for instance, we like to all pray before the meeting, and I'm just being honest here, right? And so that's one of our values that we had. Are we adhering to the values that this community has? Do we need to look at that policy again? Maybe there's some values that we left out. That's what I'm.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Chairman McCann of the Policy Committee, isn't Section 2 coming up next to go around? And that's school support organization. So if there's any, you cannot reduce the statute. You cannot be less restrictive than the statute, but you can be more restrictive than the statute. So when you all review Section 2 in September, that's the time to take up those items if you want to make modifications or recommendations. I know several of the board members was at a training this past week. I believe you spoke about that. And I don't know what new guidance, if any, they offered, but the comptroller's been very easy to work with us. We called them here in 2021 or 2022. That video's on the website that y'all want to watch. If y'all want to watch that, it kind of goes through the same thing. And those rules that Christy Tennant presented on have not changed. So whatever she says in there still applies. Now, you know, it's the law, so it could change next month, right? But if you see something that you don't like, this is what I tell people that ask me these questions. There are a set of rules out there. If we don't like the rules, then we need to talk to the people that make them and see, can we change them? If they say change them, great, everything works out. If they say no, they stay the same, then we have to change the way we do things to adhere to the rules. And so that's kind of the way it is. And so right now there are those set of rules that are there, and we just want to be in compliance. We don't want to be in the headlines.
I agree with the rules. I know we got an email earlier today, and I'm the guy that looks at both sides of the coin.
Of course.
And there was one on there, and I was like, playing a devil's advocate, I agreed with the email and everything that was stated in there, and that was fine. But on the flip side of that, my values are different than your values. They're different than your values, right? And
That's
so
right.
that's what I agree 100% with the rules, but maybe that there's some adjustment for our values in the rules as well.
Certainly something you can do all that.
If you see, I would say, look at that. If you see that, I would bring it to Dr. Bird's attention, and if you see something in there that needs to be changed, I think that's important. That's why we go through the policies. And I will say, I'm gonna harp on this, but in this training again, just so you know, I think it's a misinterpretation on some is that the board is not liable or responsible for any of the actions of SSOs. However, liability and culpability can arise when a Board of Education or school representative knowingly allows SSOs to violate the law or become aware of illegal or fraudulent practices. So it does not the board is not out of the realm of getting in trouble when SSOs mess up, if they know that. So that's from the attorney. So we have to,
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not sure where that came from. What I was talking about were values. I agree with the rules. And I'll give you, for instance, the drinking one was the one that I was having a hard time finding. I'm for what the email is about today. I truly am. Those are my beliefs. But when you use both sides of the coin, I couldn't find it in the rules. And I'm gonna throw that out.
I'll say this too,
I'm not trying to be ugly. I'm just saying maybe we ought to add it.
No, I think it's fine. Here's my deal. Number one, I'm glad y'all are gonna go over that. Number two, I wanna say this real quick, because sweet Dr. Fee's been standing up here for like an hour and a half now. So let me say this too. Both Mr. Witt over there and Dr. Fee have been fantastic. The stuff that I asked them that I had concerns with, man, we talked back and forth and it was great. They handled it great. It was wonderful, and I appreciate it. I mean, they did, because at the end of the day, who'd y'all hire to run the school system, Mike? So it falls on me. So frankly, if I have a problem with alcohol being done, then that's on me. And if y'all don't like it, you can change it in policy. But you handled me, so if I have to sit in front of the comptroller and defend why I said they can't purchase alcohol, then that's on me.
And I'm with you.
Yeah, well, but that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, if you want to change policy to say something different, that's fine. But I'm the one responsible for it, and if I don't like it, I'm gonna say it. And so I'm the one that has to answer to the comptroller. So that's what we did, and they did a great job with that. They took that into consideration. They asked for more specifics, and I gave them to them. They were wonderful, and that's where we are.
not that one for instance, but I've participated in fundraisers with the schools before, with these, where alcohol has been involved. And that's what I'm saying. I just think maybe we ought to visit it. Not that one specific thing, not even the email that you're talking about.
Right.
But I can give you examples of, maybe we need to be a little more restrictive if we don't want that.
And some of those with the policy may also be that we discuss it with the comptroller and say, look, here's the for instance. Should you write this up or not? I mean, that's where you go, because the ultimate authority is gonna be, are they gonna say yes or no to it, right? So that's what we need to do. I mean, if you look at it in policy, that's fine. We can get legal advice all day long, you know? Lawyers are all gonna have a different opinion
They will have
sometimes.
a different.
Yeah, I mean, so
Where
you
it's
go to
great.
the comptroller.
Where it's great for me, and I'm just being honest, cause I read through a bunch of it, is the separation between having this independent organization that still has affiliation. It's that affiliation piece, the umbilical between the.
That's 100% what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just,
Yeah.
that can degrade easily, so you just have to be careful.
And it's changed over the years, and so
Absolutely.
Dr. Combs has had some patience with me, because I tend to live a little bit more in the past there, and so he's
Not
had
always bad,
patience
Dr. Fee.
as we have worked through it. I will say, I want to speak to what Mr. Chairman said about that particular, the rule that you talked about with the law. I would encourage us then to look at the verification sheet, and I brought this up with Dr. Combs. I would encourage us to look at the signed sheet, that's the front sheet on the SSOs, because it's a very specific statement on there that addresses that connection between the school board and an agent of the school system and the actions of the school support organization. So if we are going to abide by that particular law, then I think we need to look at that one particular statement, because reading that statement, I think, would make the average person believe that if you know that the SSO is engaged in something, like, I may find out and I may do what I need to do as a principal to figure out what we need to address. But that statement, and I think you'll know which statement I'm talking about, on that front, we just need to look at that, because that's very different than what, Mr. Chairman, you read. So I just encourage us to look at that, and we need to change it. So, Mr. Gill, I do wanna just tell you that I appreciate what you brought up about that incident, because it's real. I think we all have golf tournaments. And so, you know, they're adult what we call at Munford High, adult fundraisers. And I think we can address those, but I think those golf tournaments have to be addressed like totally, instead of just saying, well, this or that. So you asked me what you could do. I think addressing those golf tournaments would be something, because that's where it came from. So,
Any other questions for Dr. Fee?
okay, thank you.
Well,
Thank
do you have do you have anything?
No, we're good.
We're
Thank
good
you.
on that? We're good?
Yes.
No, motion on the floor then. Do we have it, all in favor say aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion passed. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Call up Coach Brian Croson, please. Brian.
Good evening.
Amen.
First, I just want to say thank y'all for, I guess, going behind and checking behind us, because I know all this is a lot, and I appreciate you just knowing y'all are here to help make sure everything's correct, makes me feel better, because I know my name's on that too, so I need all the help I can get to make sure we're doing the right thing, so thank you. So my name is Brian Croson. I'm the principal at Brighton High School. Tonight I'm here to present school support organizations for your approval. They are the Brighton High School Cardinal Crew Football Booster Club, the BHS Brighton Choir Boosters, and the BHS Brighton Baseball Boosters. Each SSO mentioned has prepared and submitted the paperwork required by law, policy, and practice to operate as an SSO for Tipton County Schools in the 2026 year. That paperwork has been reviewed, verified, and approved thus far. Mr. Chairman, I request that these SSOs be approved for operation in Tipton County for the ensuing school year.
Do we have a motion to approve these SSOs at Brighton High School? Motion by Mr. Gray, second by Ms. Reed. Do we have any discussion on that?
Same question. Can we do anything better?
You know, the biggest thing I have, and the people I have running the booster club, you know, they think back to when, like Dr. Fee mentioned, they think back to how these ran when they were in school and their parents ran things, and that's their mentality. And so that's the mindset we have to change. And so that's what we go through every year. You know, luckily now, especially like our baseball, it was run so well, they just pass it on and it's been going smooth. But other organizations, that's the mindset we have to change with the adults. You know, they think they're a separate entity and they can kind of go do what they want to do.
Right.
And we're like, no, you cannot. And so we're having to rein them in. And I think that's the biggest, in high school anyway. Because they all go off and want to do their own thing and raise money, because they think they're separate from the schools. And I have to tell them, you're not. You know, it still falls under us. If you mess up, you might not be one to get caught, we are. And so them knowing the rules every year, I know it seems like a lot when you're going through all the paperwork, but like Mr. Doherty said last meeting, it changes hands so often that we have to make sure the people that are in those positions now as president, vice president, treasurer, they understand the rules. And I know Ms. Alicia knows, she's been a part of that. But everybody wants the best for their kids. That's what everybody wants, but people go about it a different way. And I think we all have to know the right way to go about doing that.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions, discussion? Billy, you have anything?
No, sir.
All good?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Motion on the floor, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Thank you, Mr. President. I will say, Mr. Gill, I think one of the things, and I think you bring up a valid point of what we can look at, and based off what Mr. Croson said, I think it's important is I look at it a lot of times as ignorance is not a virtue, right, of the law, right, or anything. I mean, the stop sign says stop, whether you blow past it, whether it was there last week or not, doesn't matter. You're still liable for what that stop sign says or that speed limit, right? Doesn't matter. So I say that because I agree is it changes hands constantly, right? And so what I think we need to look at as far as a policy standpoint is that we look at training some towards at the SSOs on a quarterly basis or at least a yearly basis of the training. Now I know because you told me they have trained on this. You have trained on this every year, and I know you've got right. So that has been stated, but it might be that we look at it a little since it's so important and since it is so. I mean, there's a. It was just funny when we were going through that legal institute. They harped on it. It seems good. It seems all this stuff, but there are serious legal obligations and criminal fines associated with this. We got to take this serious, and so I think it has to stress to those SSOs, those presidents, those treasurers, those principals how important that is. So I think that's something we can maybe adopt in a policy is maybe a more of a training regimen, for the SSOs. I don't know what that looks like. That'd be at the board's discretion, but I think it's something that would probably help. Just a suggestion.
I agree.
Ms. Carla McLeod from County High School.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I have two tonight. I presented 4 on the last time. We have the CHS Ace Volleyball Booster Club and the CHS Home Run Club, and that's our softball booster club. These 2 have prepared and submitted the paperwork required by law, policy, and practice to operate as an SSO for Tipton County Schools. Mr. Chairman, I request that these SSOs be approved for operation.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve CHS Ace Club and CHS Home Run Club? I have a motion by Mr. Edwards, second by Mr. Gray. Mr. Reddick won't give a name on that one. Okay. We'll go with Mr. Gray. Do we have any questions or discussions on that? Any questions?
I got 2.
Yep.
My first one is, what is the ACE Club?
The Ace Club is a volleyball.
Volleyball,
Uh-huh.
okay, and ACE, like I'm with you now, I'm tracking. And then, I'm my ignorance, I apologize. And then my normal, what can we do better?
So, as a newbie still, what this did for me was make me dig in and learn, just opening up that manual and reading, and I don't look good in orange. And so it was very important for me to just do the learning and the digging, and we do have to get this right. So I'm appreciative of this process. I think it's a good thing.
Thank you. Billy, all good?
That's all
Everything?
good, yes.
Thank you very much. Motion's on the floor. Do we have, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion passed. Thank you, Mr. Clown.
Next up, Ms. Christy Ross from Charter Academy.
All right, Good evening, everyone.
Good
Chairman,
evening. Thank you.
board members. My name is Christy Ross. I am principal of Charter Academy, and tonight I'm presenting two support operations organizations for your approval. They are our Charter Academy PTO and our Charter Academy Arts Booster, which are both critical to our operation as well. Each SSO mentioned has prepared and submitted the paperwork required by law, policy, and practice to operate as a SSO for Tipton County Schools in FY26. That paperwork has been reviewed, verified, and approved thus far. So, Mr. Chairman, I am requesting that these SSOs be approved for the operation in Tipton County for the ensuing of the school year.
Thank you, Ms. Ross. We have a motion to approve the Charter Academy Arts Booster. Motion by Mr. Edwards, we have a second by Mr. Jenkins. Sorry, you gotta get quicker. I know, so Mr. Jenkins' hand was already raised, so.
Thank you, Loretta.
I had to figure out which one was first. No, any discussion, any questions? Mr. Gill? You already have a question?
I wasn't gonna throw you to the wolves, I knew you were just getting warmed up.
Go ahead and be ready for the question.
Well, I will say it made me dig in. My bookkeeper, this is her domain, but it did make me dig in, ask questions, so I can know what's going on in my building, as far as my SSOs. So I appreciate the process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor of the motion, say aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Ross.
Ms. Erica Sherfield, I'm off the middle, I apologize, I skipped over you there.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, Mr. Chairman, board members, and Dr. Combs, I'm Erica Sherfield. I'm the assistant principal at Mulford Middle School. I only have one school support organization for your approval tonight, which is the Mulford Middle School Motivators. Each SSO mentioned has prepared and submitted the paperwork required by law, policy, practice to operate as an SSO for Tipton County Schools this school year, 2026. That paperwork has been reviewed, verified, and approved thus far. Mr. Chairman, I request this SSO be approved for operation in Tipton County for the ensuing school year.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve the MMS motivators. Motion by Mr. Lavelle, I'll give it to you. Okay, Mr. Can. Any questions? Mr. Coggins was not able to be here tonight. They had, they had open house tonight, yeah, so thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate it. We did a great job. Thank you so much. Do we have any questions, or you wanna go ahead and answer the one that's on?
Everything that I've heard, I will echo what the principals have said tonight. It is a good process, and I agree that it is needed. Me as well, as Ms. Carlin McGowan has stated, I do not look well in orange, so yes, it's a great process.
We'll keep you out of one,
Any other questions or anything?
I just had the realization, and I'm not trying to start a conversation, but the most passionate parents in the school normally operate the,
Oh, 100%.
And so when you tag that to it, I mean, you've got a lot of really excited parents that we need to make sure we're keeping everybody.
100%. And you know, and I'll say, I want to say 100, but just for the sake of the fact that we live in, you know, a state, 99% of everything that's done in an SSO is completely and totally for the benefit of children, and they're working their tails off, all kinds of hours to get it done. I mean, 100%, that's exactly right. I mean, we have great support organizations. But again, like I said, I'm in charge. I don't know how to say it more, and I'm not going to jail. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna make sure the comptroller's not grilling me and I don't have an answer. So, yeah. You're willing to sit in there with me if you want to.
We need you to finish the school first.
Any other questions? Any comments or anything? Thank you. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tell Dr. Combs we appreciate you, Sherfield.
I will say is this has nothing to do with, I'm a Memphis fan, so I look good. I don't look good in orange either. Sorry, no Tennessee lost.
Just tell my line, I'm gonna say what that really means is go Tigers. Exactly right. All right, great. So last but not least, Ms. Melanie Johnson, principal of Brighton Elementary.
Hey, everybody.
Good evening.
Hey.
Mr. Chairman, I'm a Tiger fan too.
Yes, ma'am, that's right.
Let's go, let's
You're
go.
about to have a nice new door, aren't you?
Yes.
You gotta be careful before you ask for the vote, though. You
I
can't,
know.
because they're.
Let's go Vols too. Good evening, everybody. My name is Melanie Johnson. I'm principal at Brighton Elementary. Tonight, I'm here to present one school support organization, which is our Brighton Elementary PTO. Our SSO mentioned has prepared and submitted the paperwork required by law, policy, and practice to operate as an SSO for Tipton County Schools this year. That paperwork has been reviewed, verified, and approved thus far. Mr. Chairman, I request this SSO be approved for operation in Tipton County for the ensuing school year.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve. Motion by Mr. Jenkins, second by Mr. Reed. Any discussion? Questions? You wanna go ahead and answer the question that the other principals have asked?
Absolutely. I appreciate your offer to help. We work very closely with our PTO. Our PTO president is a former teacher in Tipton County.
Oh, you guys got it easy.
So, you know, all fundraising efforts have to be approved but I appreciate everybody here checking up and having us present to you because it does make you very aware of, you know, every little bit that goes into this. I do appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Any other questions? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Billy, I guess that's good.
All right.
Yes.
Principals, thank y'all very much for coming.
Appreciate y'all
Y'all
coming.
have a good year. Thank you. Stay here as well. Billy, you have anything else?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, just want to commend this board for taking this extra step. Obviously, you've heard echo tonight many times, the benefit it's given for the knowledge and building into these organizations that support and vote and volunteer their time. So thank you. That concludes my report, Mr. Chairman. Unless there be any questions for me.
Any other questions, comments?
I would like to say, and it's like he just said, the SSOs are, and I think over the years, as funding has gone away from athletics and all these other programs, there's a necessity, because the cost of all these athletics has gone through the roof, just like everything else, so I think as much as we can, even though they're individual organizations, it's a partnership, you know, between the schools and the principals and the communities themselves, and then once the whole county, too, so, there's a huge necessity for it, and I think this shows a little bit more of a whole group effort to try to do that, so.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well said. Any other questions, comments? Thank you, Starr. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Dr. Combs, do you have any other business tonight?
No, I think we're good. I did write down the notes from, just to make sure principals, since y'all are still here. Verification form checklist, you mentioned that, right? And look at that. Policy review, something y'all can take up in 2.0, and then a little more specificity. I heard that as well, right? Okay, so I just wanna make sure I had all those. Yep, and Carlin and a few others said they don't look good in orange. I got that. Those are the four main things I got.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Combs, sorry. Anything else? Y'all got anything? Board, do you have any other questions or anything to add, anything? If not, we have a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Edwards, have a second. Second by Ms. Eubanks. Yes, sir.
I just want to know with y'all, I'm not being as a volunteer worker. I filled my papers out from over in 14 schools. She's sending in.
Yeah, we're gonna look at that. He and I spoke before the meeting, and I'm gonna look at his paperwork in the morning, and we'll get you taken care of.
Yes, I appreciate it, 'cause I'd like help.
Yes, sir.
I love working with you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
We'd love you to help. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I got the second on the floor. All in favor, say aye.